Why am I here? The video's over. The dub is done. All 3 blinding seconds of it. So why am I here? And why did the Finn-only version play after the regular version? And why haven't I shaved? I can answer some of these questions for you. So hey there, gang. I'm doing something a little different this time around. First off, one change you're going to be seeing is that now the Finn-only versions of dubs will be in the same video as the full version. One other thing is, I don't know if this will be regular or it'll just happen occasionally, but I want to start breaking down the dubs a little bit. I really had a push to do it for this one because it's 3 seconds long, but there's so much happening simultaneously. So I thought it'd be fun to take a little bit of a look on my computer screen here and on the piano here and kind of break down a little bit of the behind the scenes, or at least the interesting parts. I'm not gonna do everything. So I hope you enjoy, because that's showbiz, baby. Ecum Bokum. I know so little about this. I've never played through Banjo-Kazooie. I don't know who Corona is. I didn't know that this was a meme at all until Charlie Green commented on one of my videos. And then internally I was like, what's Ecum Bokum? And then I saw it, and then this happened. So, For Ecum Bokum, I knew I needed something with a little bit of zazz, a little bit of pepper. And I shall explain those things. Everything about Ecum Bokum is super whimsical. It's the best way I can describe it. It's the perfect word for it, because the layers of this meme, every single layer is just filled with delightful whimsy. Banjo-Kazooie as a game, and especially the background music, the goofy voice of the skeleton, Ecum Bokum, and then Corona as well, Ecum Bokum. It's all super whimsical, and I point all this out because the dub needed to reflect that. It needed to be whimsical too. It needed to get on their level. So what was a boy to do? He was to create chords of whimsy is what he would do. So Ecum Bokum is really short. We just have Ecum Bokum, Ecum Bokum, Ecum Bokum. That's all you have to work with. It's not a lot. However, what I interpret out of that is that it's 3 distinct musical phrases. So we have in the dub, Ecum Bokum, chromatic scale, always whimsical, and then Ecum Bokum, a little darker, but I want to establish tension because we're gonna cadence this mess. And then finally we just do a big dominant 5-1 cadence. Ecum Bokum. The full thing ends up sounding like. The thing that jumped out for me is that a lot of whimsical game soundtracks, and what I wanted to do here was to flux between major and minor. The way I chose to do that is with a major minor 10 chord. In this first phrase we have, that's the main thing you hear, but underneath there is a C major chord. Or perhaps a little more clearly. So we're starting our melody on E flat, which is the minor third in the key of C, but we have a major third underneath in that chord. So we end up getting this kind of unresolved, wacky sound. Oh! The rest is not too complex. The middle phrase I wanted to make bouncy because the skull is like, Ecum Bokum. Ecum Bokum. I wanted to do that sort of thing rhythmically. So, long, short, long, short. And then the last is just same thing, long, short, Ecum Bokum. Bringing it all down, 5-1, and we're ending on that C major again, C7. That's kind of the theoretical breakdown, but this dub is really more about having lots of instruments than it is about specific chords and stuff. So why did I put in all these instruments? Surely it was for a good reason. Wrong. I did it because it's a dumb joke. That's why. Because it's funny to have a 3-second clip with 55 instruments. It's way funnier than to have 3 instruments. Just go totally over the top for such a small reward. As I say that out loud, it sounds dumb, and this was a poor use of my time. Here we are in the actual project file. It's so dense for 3 seconds of music. Very dumb. Do not recommend. Anyways, let's dive into it. Right up here at the top is Ecum Bokum. This is the original. But what's this? What's this, two bajunkers? Let's find out. Why would I have that there? 10 points to you, madam, who guessed it right. That's my click track. You see, on most of these things, I needed to come in right off the top, so I needed a click track, and I was kind of too lazy to make it out of actual. So I just copy pasted a couple of those in. I'm a professional. I'm do music. I'm gonna mute a bunch of stuff now because first thing I recorded was the piano. Once that main line is down, I can sort of do the rest of it. So I threw in some more piano. Delightful. Next thing I added on was the regular old bass. And then more bass. And then a little more bass. Just getting in that major third. And then a little melody here. Just a little one. Just between you and me. And that all ends up sounding. Where I went from there, God only knows. Oh wait, I know. Am I God? I did the drums, because you gotta get that rhythm section in. And then I added in all of this stupid stuff. What is all this garbage? Cowbell, war drum, it's a First Nations Canadian war drum, tambourine shaker, wood shaker, and bells. Who would do such a thing? Who would commit this crime against God? Me, apparently. By this point, it's pretty full. We're already getting pretty dense, so here is where, even though I want to add more instruments, I gotta shy away from creating new licks. There's no more room in here for riffs. Get out of here, melodies. So if I'm gonna want to add more stuff, I'm gonna need to double existing lines, or this is going to become a Jackson Pollock-esque mess. Anyways, electric guitar came next. Hey, remember way back when I said I should shy away from creating new melodies? Hey, screw that guy. Past Finn doesn't know what he's talking about. He can go suck an egg. So I created a new melody with the trombones. It's very subtle. The trombones are just doing their own thing. They ain't bothering nobody, so stop paying attention to them, okay? Let's go somewhere else. At this point, or possibly at some point before, because I have the memory of a raccoon, I did vocals. For the most part, I'm just doubling up that main melody, if you can call it that. And I think these guys are doing the same thing. Terrific. And then these guys in the middle are just bouncing up the skull, giving it some chutzpah. But here's where things get a little nifty. R60 and L60. Now what are these two rascals up to? Could they possibly be harmonizing? R60's going up a third or a fifth, I don't remember. Oh. Ooh. And then L60 is doing the rest. Now that's pretty nifty. Because this is pretty cool. But you know what's even cooler? And cooler still? It's chromatically descending major chords. And that gives it zazz. Remember Zazz? Now, because I'm the sort of guy who dares to fight the gods themselves, I decided that even though I had electric guitar, I needed acoustic guitar too. They are echoing those three melody notes, those descending major chords. That's what these guys are doing. And then this guy's doing something else. He's echoing the bass. I've talked a lot about my feud with the gods, and I figured that since God had left the room at this point, disgusted in the thing that I've created, it was the perfect time to bring in the banjo. The banjo is good for 35,000 different things, but echoing staccato-y melodies is not one of them. Fortunately, I refuse to listen to myself, because that's what heroes do. What an atrocity. And then in total, we just have this whole crazy thing going on like this. It's insanely dense. It's a little more comprehensible if you take away the percussion. What a mess. Well, that's all I care to explain. So thanks for watching if you're still here. One thing I do want to mention, I'm getting pretty close to 100,000 subscribers, which is sort of a bananas thing for me to consider being a reality. And I want to celebrate it in a fun way. So once I hit 100,000, I'm going to be doing a all-day live stream filled with all kinds of crazy bits and fun stuff and music. And I want input on what kind of stuff you want to see. There's a post on my community tab with more details, so go over there and leave an idea if you got one, because I'm going to have like 8 hours to fill. There's room for a lot of stuff, and all of the proceeds from the stream are going to be going to charity. So go over to the community tab, have a look if that piques your interest. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon.